Hold on, we were here with the president and nobody had their cameras out then. What's going on here?
What's up, my people? How you doing today, man? What's good?
All right, David, I want to start with a comment here, which is, I don't know what the definition you define as a superstar, but you know what I define it? A guy who shows up 30 minutes late and nobody leaves. Welcome to Botswana.
Thank you. You know, I had a concert last night in Nigeria, so literally from the stage, I went straight to the plane, so.
No, we appreciate the effort.
Pardon me. And then when I landed, I was like, yo, I have to come in smelling fresh, so I got to take a shower, you know what I'm saying?
You look good, smell good, did we get you a police escort? Is that it? No, you did it yourself? All right.
Botswana is safe.
That's what, no, I was talking about speed. I was talking about traffic. Botswana is super safe. Well, welcome, and we're glad. Now, we're here. It was your first concert in Nigeria with the new album?
Yes,
yes.
Nice.
First so you're off a high right now, right?
Yeah, crazy.
So the new album, Timeless. Last I checked, was the #2 album in the world on the global Billboard charts. Is that true?
Crazy.
Who's #1? Did you see? I didn't.
Yo, it's some guy. He's a country singer. I don't even know where he's from, but he's so big. Yeah, it was so big. I was trying to reach out to him, like, yo, can I be #1 for one day?
Just 1 week. That's all we want.
Can I get a screenshot? Instagram. You know.
Well,
but we thank God. All in all, you know what I'm saying? We thank God.
So tell us how the comeback has been.
Man, the comeback, I called this album the miracle album, you know what I'm saying? 4 months, I was on my couch, you know what I'm saying, watching, I've been on the high for about 12 years, non-stop, touring, dropping music, being active, and then to just have that break, you know what I'm saying? It was like God put a full stop to everything I was doing. Like, yo, go sit down. You know what I'm saying? For 6 months and just watching everybody live their lives and, just living in a different momentum. It's crazy. I never thought I'd be able to sit here. I never thought I'd be able to get on stage and do what I used to do. I thought it's never going to be the same, So for it to just be successful just like this, it's a miracle to me.
Just for context, for those who don't know, Davido lost his son tragically, and was off for 6 months. How, so first, as a father, my condolences. I can't imagine how hard that is. Obviously, that had to change you as a person. Have you come back now as a performer differently?
Somebody asked me that earlier too. I'd say maybe performance-wise, I wouldn't say it's really changed me, but I'd say 2 years ago, if you came to my backstage, it's like a party. You know what I'm saying? It's like a club. You have that. But if you saw my backstage yesterday, stuff is more organized. I had a lot of time to think and reflect, You know what I'm saying? So I made a lot of changes. Performance-wise, when I get on stage, I'm still the same Davido, always been. But, if you look at, the way our procedure, our process now, the production, I'll say it's been more matured because, we've had time to think and I've had time to realize that, God gave me this gift, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to waste the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, that God has given us. And Afrobeats now is at a world-class stage. It's not the same as 2 years. We can't just, before when we, do concerts, we just, put the CD in the thing, put on the speakers, get the mic, and people are going crazy. But now, from the creative director, from the production, from the sound, it's crazy. We're spending so much money just to not only to make it look good, but to put it, up there with R&B, pop, stuff like that. They spend a lot on production. So yesterday, going on tour, this tour that I'm about to embark on, I'm thinking more of how I'm going to make the culture look very good rather than how much I'm going to get in my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
I was struck, the stat that struck me was, Timeless has been streamed, last I checked, almost 160 million times, but almost 60 million of those came from the US. So when you talk about Afrobeats being, even a couple years ago, Afrobeats was, the music, popular in Africa. And you're right, it's become a genre where you're, 40% of your traffic's in the U.S. and majority of the traffic's outside Africa. So that's a statement.
And definitely, like even like for me, I went to college in America, and coming from directly from Africa, I came from Nigeria at 16, directly to Alabama in America. So imagine just flying in direct. I remember landing and like when I was like picking my classes in school, like registering in the dorm, they came to me like, "Yo, where are you from?" I was like, "Nigeria." They were like, "How did you get here?" Like, I'm like, "You want to know how I got here?" So, you know what I'm saying? So people, the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? I've lived in the Western world, I've lived in Africa. And let me tell you, growing up in the Western world, they don't really give the knowledge that Africa, is somewhat kind of developed. You know what I'm saying? So for me to learn, and it's like 2011, 2010. So for me to land somewhere, and the person didn't even know that we had an airport in Nigeria to transport me from Nigeria to, that's then. You know what I'm saying? So they don't educate them about, you know what I'm saying? But now it's way different. You know what I'm saying? Now when you say, "Oh, where you from?" "I'm from Nigeria." "Oh, I love Nigerian music." "Oh, I love African food." "Oh, I love African clothes." So now it's different. You know what I'm saying? So everything is changing.
The political term for that is soft power. America obviously has been the dominant country of the last 100 years. And yes, it's an economic powerhouse, but it's Hollywood that made America ubiquitous, where if you see every movie and every TV show seem to be made in America, and it spread American culture. And that's kind of what you're doing here. And you're making, and also you're empowered by streaming, where it used to be you would have a record contract here, and you'd have to get you would be like, "Oh, I'll get something in the African," you get a contract, a secondary contract, but now streaming is universal. Does that change how you make music? The fact that your music that you drop here can be, you don't have to only drop it and drop a record or an album in this region, but you're broadcasting to the world.
The streaming era right now is just crazy. You can make a song in your bedroom in somewhere, let's just say in Nairobi, in Kenya, somewhere in an apartment, nobody knows. And you press send and you release the song. Do you know these days you can go to bed and wake up a superstar. All you need is, even like with TikTok, all you need is one, it could be anything. Somebody could walk and trip, and it becomes funny and it becomes a thing. So right now, before, when we're making music, we're like even we're making this album, we're like, "Oh, so we're making music for the ears and stuff like that." But now you're making music like, "Yo, how can we be creative with this song?" You know what I'm saying? That's how you have challenges now and stuff like that. So now music is not only about music. You know what I'm saying? The creative process is now more dynamic because there's so many elements. Now you have to promote. Before, all you have to promote is on radio. You have print press. You do interviews, TV. Now there's 20 apps that you have to promote. Do you understand? So, and all the apps have engagements. They have a following. So,
but David, you bring up a great point, which is when you're saying you're being creative and you can just drop something at night and the next day it's a hit. Even when you got started 10 years ago, you had to get somebody, or 12 years ago, you had to get somebody else to give you a record contract. When you say you could promote, before you had to get some TV show or something to let you on. You had to let somebody let you make the record. Now you make the song and you publish it yourself. You promote it yourself with your platforms. So again, that must maybe tell us the arc of your career, because you've seen your career exactly overlaps with the change in the music industry. So tell us how you got your big break and how it's changed to now.
So my big break,
Maybe you made your big break, but how did you become Davido?
So I used to be a producer mainly. I always wanted to be in the background of things. So I used to have an older cousin. He was the musician of the family. He was the older cousin. I was the last born. I'm the last born of my family. I've always been the youngest. But then I was very, very good with computer, tech, stuff like that. So when he told me that, he does music, I quickly went to go and learn how to record music from YouTube. I learned from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I bought a computer, the program and everything. Then I started learning on YouTube. Then I started recording people. So I started recording artists, stuff like that. So one of my cousins that was always with me every time in the studio, he noticed that, like, if you're an artist and you're in the studio and I'm recording you, if the artist made a mistake, you always notice that I'd always give the artist, like, I'm like, okay, don't sing it like that. Sing it like this. Sing it this way. It will catch their ears more this way. So over time doing that, I noticed that I was like, yo, I'm better than everybody that I'm recording. So over time then, I was just like, you know what, maybe I should record a song. So the first song I ever recorded blew up. No, that was the second one. The first one, Davido blew up in like Africa and everywhere, but like the first one like blew up locally, like in Lagos, Nigeria.
What was it?
It's called Back When. So
Like a
that
band.
one was, I was in school, I was in college because I had moved back to Nigeria, but my dad sent me to like the village, a school in the village, far away. So he'd only let me come back every other week to Lagos to do music. So the deal was, you know what I'm saying, I can do music, but I got to finish school, you feel me? So I was doing that. So one day my boy called me, he was like, because I dropped the song and I went to school, so I don't even know what's going on. There was no social media like now where somebody can just send you a snap like, oh, I was in the club. They went crazy to your song. So my guy went for the weekend and came back on a Monday, so I'm walking to class like, he's like, guy, I was in the club last night. Everybody's singing your song. I said, eh? Boy, I dropped my school bag so quick. So, like, that was like the time then when I started realizing that, okay, I think I want to fully do music. So I left school for a bit and then went to focus on that. And then everything just...
What did your dad say about that?
Oh, he was mad, man. He was... But funny enough, my family, they've always loved music. Like, my family, they dance a lot. We throw a lot of parties. But my dad is just very, very adamant on education. No matter, I don't win 100 Grammys. My daddy wants you to get education.
Well, your dad, you know, is a very successful business person.
Yeah.
What did you learn from him in his business career, if anything, that you've applied to your music and creative career, which is also business career, but different?
I mean, it's still, you know, business. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get in a lot of arguments because, you know, showbiz is different from a normal person's life that's just doing business. Like, for example, I might be in Italy, and then, maybe he just sees like a caption, oh, Davido buys this $300,000 watch. Come, why are you wasting your money? I said, Daddy, you won't understand. Do you understand? We're inspiring people. Do you understand? Do you understand? We're inspiring people. So, like, different aspects, but all in all, it's still business. Like, he still calls me to make sure, like, yo, save here, invest here, blah, blah, blah. If I want to, like, for example, I wanted to rent, like, a penthouse and stuff like that, and he advised me, like, you're wasting money, you're just renting, you're spending, you know what I'm saying, blah, 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 on just, you know, buy it and then use it when you're not around Airbnb. So, little advice here and there. But yeah, it took a while for, you know, him to really accept the music, but now he accepted it fully and everything. So.
Forbes estimated you made $20 million last year, so I guess that probably makes Dad proud, right? That's you know, it's like Jay-Z said, right? You know, I'm not a businessman, I'm a business
man.
You're a business. Part of the success in your business is social media. I couldn't help but notice you have more social media followers than any other Afrobeats artist. I mean, you got WizKid, Burna Boy, all beat. I'm sure they're, you know, trying to catch up. How did you get such a big number, and what do you do with it that leverages it?
I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I'm a likable figure. I'm a likable person. But apart from that,
Burna
like,
Boy is listening.
But apart from that, like, I've always been like the guy to be like, yo, bring your phone, let me make you an Instagram page. Like, even my wife, I'm the one that tells her, you have to post today. You haven't posted So I've always been that guy. Like I told you, like, I was good when I was young. I was very good in tech and stuff like that. Like, and I use my Instagram. I make it like very personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, over the years, like, if I wasn't doing music, I would have done stand-up. Definitely. You know, when I know I'm funny, like, I'd be laughing out.
Funny.
Like I laugh at myself, like I've been alone laughing at myself. But apart from that, I've always been just very active. I think Wiz and Burna are not as active like social. I'm a very social person, and So I
How
think
many followers now? Do you know offhand?
me,
Yeah, you.
I don't. I think now on Instagram it's like 27 million. On Twitter it's like 14 million. Facebook is like I don't know, 10
A
million.
lot million.
YouTube, I don't know.
What's cool is though you're then leveraging that your own. You built your own channels. You built
Yeah.
your own media channels, and now you're leveraging it with business deals with partnerships like with Puma and with Pernod Ricard. So how did that process go? Again, as you're a businessman, you started doing these brand partnerships.
Yeah.
Kind of what was your your point of view on that?
Just being able to market myself well, like I know what I want. Do you understand? Like, for example, you come and you want to brand ambassador, oh, want Davido to, shoot an advert for us, you know what I'm saying? We sign, we do this, blah, blah. And then you find out like 6 months down the line of the relationship with this brand, I'm calling them like, yo, let's do it this way. And it works out. And then you find out that the relationship is becoming bigger than a brand ambassadorship. Like for Puma, I was never meant to have a collection, like my own collection. I was just meant to just shoot, a couple commercials for them, post on socials, and then over time, the relationship, molded into me getting my own collection worldwide in every Puma store. You know what I'm saying? So there's a way you market.
I noticed the hat.
Oh yeah. Come on, I gotta market anyhow I can. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's always more to it. Like even being a musician, like I gain so much more for the brands. If I'm doing an event, for example, and I call, I'm like, yo, I'm having a sports event. Yo, Puma, can you please supply? Us clothes, shoes? And because I'm doing extra work for them, that's not even on paper. You know what I'm saying? They'll also want to scratch my back as well. Goes with Martell as well. Any event I do, birthdays, whatever, they come through, they set up, and the list goes on. Infinix, anytime one of my staff phones break, they will replace it sharp. So, it's become like more of like a family.
Does that mean you're bringing Martell cognac to the Bush party tomorrow?
There should be some. I'll bring some.
All right, it's done, and we're holding you to that. Your godfather, Aliko Dangote, who I met, is the richest man in Africa.
He drove me. Uncle Aliko drove me home from the hospital. Right. Yeah, man.
Exactly. I saw a mind blow right there. What did he teach you about kind of business, if anything?
Uncle Aliko is a very different kind of billionaire. Uncle Aliko buys like 2 cars every 8 years. He's a very, very disciplined and very, very different kind of billionaire. Every time I see him, he just says one thing and one thing only: save your money. There's nothing more he tells me every time. Just save your money. But him and my dad, they've been very, very close friends since, I'm saying, they were young. And he's done well for us, back home. Made us, a lot of industries. He does it all. He just opened the biggest, is it a cement plant? A cement factory in Africa, is it? Yeah. So, that's providing jobs. You know what I'm saying? Us too, what we do, we have an electricity company. So, the top men in Nigeria, I feel like they do what they can, to provide.
I can't help but think with so many good business role models you had that gave you the confidence to take some of the chances you took, because like you said, you drop out of college, it's hard to do, but again, you had that confidence and you had those role models. Now you're expanding your business now within your new media company, right?
Yes.
Give us a scoop on that.
Every artist always, like, when we're in the studio, we meet a lot of young people, like, we're like, yo, I want this guy to be on my team, I want to help you out. So over the years, it's always making music and having artists has always been more of like family to me. They've always been signed to me, but I'm not really like checking the books, like, yo, you did the show, where's my part of the money? Obviously because like I'm making so much of myself. But I just wanted them to kind of like, because it's very hard, especially now, because music is so expensive. So I really wanted them to like have kind of their own money for like the first couple of years and then later on. But this new record label, I'm taking every dollar, every, do you understand? Because music is so expensive now that if an artist comes and you want to drop a record, you know what I'm saying, and you make, let's just say, for example, you make, let's just say, $20, and instead of me, like back in the day, I'd probably be like, yeah, you can keep it $20. But I'm like, yo, you got to pay $10 because we have to pay $5 to TikTok. We have to pay $2 to. So music is much, much bigger now. So apart from even like music, I'm trying to start. I want to start investing in like short films. I want to start investing in art. You know what I'm saying? Art exhibitions, just everything in like in the creative industry. I want to indulge myself in. I plan to one day. I want to open like a TV station, a radio station. I want to be able to, for us to have our own apps, you know, Afrobeats apps that you can go to listen to music, and just a lot of ideas are coming.
And is the idea to use the, you know, Davido brand and stay with that, or is it a different brand?
Definitely, the Davido brand is going to be the backbone, but I think I also want to do other things, which obviously Davido will always be connected to, but I actually want to branch out and, you know, do some things that I'm not really directly too much, like in their face, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we got about 3 minutes left. You just turned 30 years old. We still let you in under 30. We gave you a break.
I just made it.
We gave you an exemption here. What do you want to when we have you at our under 40 conference for the next 10 years? Where do you see yourself? What do we see over the next 10 years from Davido?
Like I just told you some like short, long-term plans. I definitely want to be able to look back and see a big organization that I have. You know, obviously Davido will always be like the parent, you know, banner of everything. But I want to be able to, by then, look back and, you know what I'm saying, see a couple avenues in different industries, making money, creating jobs, creating opportunities for Africans. And also, this is like one of the most important things to me, is just really cleaning up the culture and really just showing the world how beautiful it is, because it's really, really beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Just being in Africa, like, look at Ghana, every December, everybody runs to Ghana, having that experience. So I want just to have that image to just keep just painting it everywhere we go, you know?
What do we think? You know, we all want to live in a Davido Africa?
Yes.
All right, well, I think we could do it. One thing you didn't just mention is whether or not you see yourself performing, like how, you know, do you want to perform forever, or do you want to transition to businessman?
Probably, like, I see myself like probably transitioning into like a businessman then, because I'm very good at this music. Once in a while, maybe throw like a show, you know what I'm saying? It would be nice. Like imagine me being in the office, and like after the office, like, oh, I have to go and change. I have to go and perform. But I don't see myself ever not wanting to like do music, even if it's just like for fun. But I perform for my staff in my office. Do you understand? So I don't think it's something that will ever leave me.
That's the kind of staff meeting I like.
For sure.
Well, we know you rushed to be here, and we know again your tour. Again, you were just in New York, and I was in New York that week, and everybody, you know, people knew you were there. Yeah. So I want, on behalf of all of us, I want to congratulate you on your success.
Thank you.
And also appreciate you because when we talked to Davido about coming down, he said, I absolutely want to perform for everybody. So we're going to do something tomorrow, very, very Botswanan. Have you been to Botswana before? You've been here before, yeah?
Yes, I've been to Botswana twice. I performed twice.
All right.
Yeah,
well, third time's the charm.
Cabaron.
We were talking about having him headline the concert yesterday, but he had his big show in Lagos. But I think that's a good thing for everybody here because you get a private show in the bush. Now, all right, you performed in Botswana twice before. Have you ever performed in the bush before?
I performed in the bush before, but not in
Okay.
Botswana.
Have you ever performed in the bush in Botswana before?
No,
All
tomorrow
right,
I'm going
there's
to
your
perform
first
in the
right
bush.
there. So we can't wait to see, you know, Davido the brand and Davido the man, and tomorrow we see Davido the act. Many facets of this very interesting person, but thank you for making the effort. We know it was, you know, you had to rush to get down here. You smell great, by the way.
Thank you.
And we can't wait to see you tomorrow. But again,
Thank you.
any last words for these good people?
Yes, man. You know, first of all, sorry for the delay, but you know, I hope you guys enjoyed the talk. The album Timeless is out now. Make sure you go stream it, and God bless each and every one of you. Love you guys. Cheers.
Drop Mike.